Hi everyone, my name is Asghar Malik from EMK Global. Thank you for your time joining our live show today. I can see a couple of people online now. Let's wait for a couple of minutes so more people can join us. Okay, that's all good now. Let's get started. First of all, let me give you a bit introduction about our webinar today. As I told you before, I'm Asghar Malik. I will be your host for this show. This webinar will have three parts. The first one is introduction of our guest. Next one, the main contact for today. Our guest will represent about the IT major in Australia and especially with ATMC Federation University. And lastly, we have a Q&A session. So if you have any question, just like put in our comment section. So we will try to give you the answer for your question especially. First of all, it's my honor that we have Dr. Elizabeth D. Nain with us today. She has 11 years of academic experience in IT industry. Secondly, we have Mychelle Phan. She's a marketing officer at ATMC Federation University. And thirdly, we have Sohaib Ahmad. He's a student at Fed University ATMC. He came to Australia in 2016 and he's about to finish his Master of Information Technology in Australia now. And about me, as I told you before, Asghar Malik, I have around 10 years of experience in sales and marketing and 5-year experience as an education agent. Let me introduce you about study IT in Australia, one of the fastest growing industry in the world and in Australia as well. Let's find the answer for these questions, like why IT is the most popular in Australia and all over the world as well. Why like IT professionals get high pay rate as compared to other professions, and job perspective of IT in Australia and around the world as well. The fact maybe like we are using Wi-Fi these days and it's a part of our life. It's an Australian innovation. So we can say like we live in the country who invent Wi-Fi technology for the human beings. Let's find the reasons why IT is so popular in Australia. Firstly, it's all about job opportunities. In the last 3 years, Australia has seen 33,000 new jobs created in the technology industry alone. Secondly, there are lots of opportunities in STEM. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math, are growing twice as fast when compared with any other jobs in Australia. And thirdly, in Australia, salaries are very high for the people who work in this technology industry. Let's find out the average wages for IT professionals in Australia. Maybe you can guess about like how much they can earn. So then we will move to the next slide. It's 92,100. Yes, it's about $92,000 per year. That's very, very good pay rate as compared to any other field. Yes, it's like an average pay rate over here. You can see like it's a combination of different stages. So if you start, you can start like below 50,000 per year. And after a couple of years experience, you can move up to 92,000. And when you have an experience and you just move to like high post, you can earn up to 150,000 per year. So you can compare these rates with other sectors. So it means that you can earn a good pay rate. I'm sure many people have a question about job perspective of IT in Australia. So according to the Department of Employment, there is a list of occupations like a top 10 in Australia. So as you can see, like number 1 and number 2, like software developer and IT business and system analyst. Let's find out the growth of IT in big cities in Australia. Just in Victoria, there are 8,000 IT businesses based over there. It's like including big companies like IBM, Microsoft, Intel, Apple. And secondly, you can see over here like a 65% of Australian tech startup based in NSW. So NSW means Sydney City. So whenever you talk about Australia, so these two big cities in your mind, so these are the hub of IT industry as well. Maybe you have a question that what will you do after graduation? So after graduation, these are the streams for IT that you can join, like software engineering, application development, system analysis, computer programming, system design, engineering, and business analysis. In Australia, qualification in IT is recognized all over the world. So it means after qualification, you can work with the big companies anywhere in the world, like IBM, Intel, Microsoft, Google, Apple, and many other options you have. Let's wrap up the opportunities in IT sectors. So firstly, fastest growing industry with high employment demand all over the world. High average salaries, as we mentioned before, various job opportunities, as I mentioned even before, and prosperous career advancement. So there's a lots of chance to grow within the industry as well. Thanks for listening. If you have any question, please leave in the comment section and we will try to give you the proper answer for that. So this is about IT, what that I told you that if you study IT over here. So I think Mychelle gonna introduce something, gonna show some slides as well.
All right. So we are having on the screen right now is the location of ATMC campuses. So ATMC have been, if you guys haven't known the history, ATMC have been in the market for the last 16 years, which when we first established the school by our chairman, Dr. Manish Malhotra, he was actually used to be an international student too. And he found out that there was a lot of issues when he came here with his friends as an international and study in Australia. There is a lot of issues in like accommodation, study, understanding culture, cross cultures, and all of that. That's why when he created ATMC, he brought those issues in and he tried to address it. And from the first campus, when we only have 50 students, now we have more than 11,000 alumni, which is an impressive number, isn't it? So we have campus in the beginning is what in Geelong, and then is moved to Melbourne, and then in Sydney. The next, can you move to the next slide? And then in 2017, we merged with Baxter Institute to provide a lot of vet program, which now we are famous in those automotive course and engineering fabrications, bakery and hairdressing. And for higher education, we currently, not currently, but I mean, it has been 16 years that we been partnered up with Federation University to provide higher educations, which mean bachelor and master degree in IT and accounting, in management business. And then in 2018, we expand again with the next that destination was in New Zealand, and we have ATMC New Zealand where we provide the digital media course and also IT course. Of course, IT is a must right now. Yes, I'll pass my next speech to Dr. Elizabeth Nain, one of our very active lecturer, and she is the most loved lecturers in our 30 full-time job lecturers right now.
Thank you, Mychelle. Thanks for the good introduction. Good morning, all. Yes, my name is Dr. Elizabeth Nain. If we can move on the slides, please. So I have a academic experience in academics as well as a senior corporate executive with 11 years of experience in successfully delivering, multi-million-dollar projects. I have experience in teaching altogether in leading graduate and postgraduate academic institutions, and I believe in quality education and inspire my students to exert focused and dedicated effort to achieve academic excellence. We can move the slide, please. So online teaching resource staff. So in ATMC, given the COVID-19 situation, we have moved on to online education. And the platform which we used this time was MS Teams. So it's interactive class sessions and extended hours of consultation, which I think our student on in this forum will be able to, expand on that, and how this consultation helps student not just being in the class lectures or tutorial classes, but also for the extension and assignments help. Student engagement via online mode is our primary focus. So although we couldn't do the classroom, the nature of the classroom wasn't there, but online mode really worked well. As I have just seen the result just came out, and all of them, they have really performed well. All the students. Can we move the slides, please? So this is handling in the COVID-19. So as I just mentioned, we did online classes. We moved to online classes using MS Team. So there was a one-on-one consultation if student needs that after the class and even after the tutorials. And we also have an added resource, which is a recorded lecture sessions. So if for any reason student cannot attend the class, they can always come back and watch the lectures. And if any questions they have, they can of course send emails, watch lectures, and have a consultation hours. So this is a screenshot how my classroom look like for MS Team. As you can see, there are many IT subjects, assignments, lectures. So these are all the classroom. And in one classroom, if I click into one classroom, I'll see the list of all my students. And it is same way we are having this webinar, or this setup. My students and we interact in the same manner. If we can move the slide, please. So yes, at ATMC, excellence in teaching is always the focus. Student-centered approach. This is what I like to be a part of ATMC as a lecturer, that everything revolves around the students here. Regular communication with our students and extended hours consultation. I think it is one of the best facility which ATMC provide at COVID-19 situation. This is, I think, also enhance their performance in their exams. Next slide, please. So more specifically, guiding students throughout the semester, as it's just, we don't only have the classes, we also prepare them for exams, which took place online, and student support, assignment guidance, exam strategies, and communicating regularly with our students. And I think it's very important when you're in online sessions. And the current courses which I was teaching this semester was leadership in IT project management and IT service management and professional culture. And in the School of Business, I was teaching human resource management, strategic management, and communication and thought. And this is our journey beyond excellence. As we moved on to online, it's our continuous learning. The team of experts was always there to support our students as well as our lecturers. Then our support content, it's a global reach. Anyone can, even join the classes. I think few students even couldn't land because we all, just land into the situation of COVID-19. They were even overseas, but we also looked after all our students at the same time. So I think I really appreciate how ATMC looked after their student given what situation we were in. Thank you. So yeah, if anyone have any questions, please do let me know.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Elizabeth and Mychelle, for this introduction regarding ATMC, all courses even, and especially regarding to IT. As you guys can see, like Sohaib is a bit silent from long time. So I will start from Sohaib now. So Sohaib, as I know that many people choose IT study, in Australia with different institute, and especially there are many students in ATMC as well. So what was the reason that you decide to study IT in Australia?
As my teacher is already here, and the things I think I was prepared about the telling about Federation and ATMC and their online classes, and she already explained those things very well, and I'm 100% agree with her. And yeah, as but if we talk about first IT, so definitely I choose IT as a student here because my previous background was related to IT. And then you talk about STEM, definitely it's very important. And that's why if we go back in 2011, I choose IT as undergraduation program because I was very interested to study about mathematics, engineering, And at that time I had no idea about the software development, to be honest. But once I get into this field, I start learning, and then I fully focused on the web developing and then this thing. And later, after finishing my undergraduation, I choose Australia for studying because my friends was studying here. They suggest me to move here because the IT industry was grooming here, and still it's grooming. A lot of jobs opportunities, and for the fresh graduates, it was a big opportunity. So yeah, and then I met you, other friends who suggest me to come to the ATMC. So then I come here as a ATMC student, and I really enjoy studying here. And before if we see IT here in Australia and compare to my previous study, it's like very practical here. It's not like just in the book world and in computer world. No, they are teaching us, ATMC teaching us only those subjects which are nowadays required in the market. So they are preparing us as a not like I am learning more as a internee, not as a student. I think I am like, this semester I studied two subject: leadership in project management and ITSM. And both my tutorial teacher was Miss Elizabeth. And definitely it was a great experience. I learned a lot about working in the group, in the groups, how we can work in the groups, and how we can get a yeah. I also learned, like, first time I learned in one of my ITSM subject, I learned how I can make my account on LinkedIn, how I can contact with the, like, find out the jobs. And every day now I am getting notifications like, a new job for you, a new job for you.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
And I make my very good resume, and I got marks for that. And I'm very thankful to them that finally I make my very good one resume, which I can use professionally, because my next semester is the last semester here. And other than that, mm, I'm very happy to studying here. Their course requirements, whatever they are mentioning to the master's students to study, absolutely perfect according to the market. Everything fine. And teachers, perfect. They were during this COVID crisis 24/7 available,
Yeah,
because classes got changed. First time our experience, first 2 weeks, honestly speaking, first 2 weeks was like, uh, what I'm doing. Even I come to you and I told you, you remember
yeah,
maybe,
yeah, I
yeah,
know
I
that.
said,
Yeah,
I'm not learning anything. I don't know what's going on, because like all the students, like all speak together. I feel like where I am. But later, by the time we all understand, I think third week, fourth week, perfect. We were easily understanding things. Understanding with the teacher got increased. And then I'm very thankful to the ATMC. They provide us 24/7 through MS Teams, and through the emails we can contact teacher. If we have any question, we miss communication with the teacher in the online class, we straight away email them, and just in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, they always reply us. And yeah, all the assignments, every assessment, for we have any confusion, they give us best conclusion and details how we can do that. And also sometimes because assignments was like bit lengthy this time, and because of this crisis we was like less understanding in the online classes, so they also give us in the first assessment relaxation, and they give us extra time for submitting the assignment. So that's why I'm saying I'm totally 100% agree with my teacher.
yeah, yeah,
She,
yeah.
yeah. And
No, it's true. It's true. Like ATMC, ATMC team is very dedicated, and very supportive of
oh
students
yeah,
as well.
and one thing, yeah, ATMC team. Yeah, sorry, I forget about
Yeah, 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 yeah.
ATMC team. If we talk about ATMC team, right now we don't have a lot of contact with them because of this crisis. Only contact with the teacher. But when I was new here, my first, second, and third semester, I never got delayed any, my query got delayed. Whenever I have any question, any query, I straight away in Sydney campus because I am in. So I just go to the relevant person, and then face to face. This is the best thing of ATMC. You have any problem in your timetable, in your learning, in your, even though if you have any depression, stress, anything, they have a special person in the campus. We can go there, talk to them hours. They don't care, they just talk with us. So
Yeah,
yeah, so
it's
it's
true.
good.
Yeah, and I
ATMC.
totally agree. Like the IT these days, IT is a very like the study, like especially IT in different countries in Australia, is very very practical, and you learn more.
Yeah.
I'm totally agree with that. So let's move to like Dr. Elizabeth Nain. So Doctor, I want to ask you that can you tell us about your background and can you share like why you choose this field like a long time ago? Because we just talking about this field and now it's very like a popular and need of the time. So just tell us like why you chose this field long time ago and the prospect of IT major in Australia. So just briefly explain these things to us.
Yeah, I think it's very true in what, excuse me, in today's world, IT is the backbone for any course you're going to take. Doesn't matter. Excuse me, just give me a sec. Sorry, my throat is not well today. So yeah, I was saying IT is a backbone for any course. You're doing accounting, medicine, whatever. You always need, as Mychelle mentioned, as we were having this classroom or this meeting, there's an issue you want to call your IT. And I picked up this because I did my PhD in GIS. It is to do with the location and content. And as we realized that you can never be out of the job once you are, in the IT sector, and you just not start with being a software engineer or a consultant. In IT, you have to grow. You have to be a part of continuous learning. And given it in Australia, actually, I traveled all around the world. When I was on working in the corporate world and studying IT. And if somebody asks me what should I take, as a next as a post graduation or graduate, I'll always suggest to everyone that be in the IT sector, you will always be in demand, and it's one of the best paying sector. And then you can, of course, be an entrepreneur, not just studying as a course or looking for the job
Yeah.
perspective. You can always look into being in the entrepreneurship and starting your own business, which is, and I really find IT myself very interesting. As I'm teaching, I have worked, I'm doing research, because it's a very engaging field. It's a hand-on experience. You get to see is in so much exciting things dealing with AI and artificial intelligence, bringing like this, having an online course, and there cannot be a better example and times better than these, when whole world is struggling with such a serious health issues and COVID-19 situation. Only because of IT, we are still working, and the economies of all the countries can, they are totally struggling, but because of IT, we are still working, right? As we managed to have this classroom, we managed to have the exams. I would say what IT is and what it is, changing the society. This is the best example. Like we can interact with each other. If imagine if you take IT out of this scenario, we are in this situation, or what happened when we were in Great Depression time, there was no IT and no such platforms. We were all struggling, as Sohaib mentioned. It's just not about studying the subject. We have our own issues. We were feeling lonely, but being in IT, we can talk to each other, look in each other. It's just like meeting anyone face to face.
Yeah, it's true. It's
So
true.
that is the reason I think IT, I always motivate everyone, even the girls' participation, that they should learn IT. The flexibility in the job it can offer. You can sit anywhere. You don't have to sit on your desk 9 to 5 to do your job. Because as you grow up and you get mature, you want more flexibility in your life, and that's what IT offers. And never to let it's a good pay,
Yeah,
which we
yeah.
all aspire to have a good jobs in future, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Because of IT, we are just like even today's session, we are just can see each other. It's just all because of IT.
Because of IT, we should
Yeah,
appreciate.
yeah, it's true. Even this pandemic time, still we can contact our like our beloved ones, our like parents, even our friends. So it's true. If there's no IT, maybe this is a hard time for us even.
True,
Yeah.
we will be more in a suffering situation than what we are in. Because if
Yeah.
somebody asked me, "How are you busy?" I said, "I am so busy. I feel
Always.
like," because you have your laptop, you have your internet, and there you go. You have everything to work with, and the people who you want to work with.
Yeah,
So no issues.
It's
yeah, it's
not
true.
only
It's true.
about our classes. Even Australian economy got stable because of IT. Everyone was working
Absolutely.
from home.
I think
No,
it's not
it's
a whole
everything.
around the globe. All the
Yeah.
countries were still surviving. All the companies still not in shutdown mode. Everyone is just because of IT. This platform which
Yes.
has to offer to everyone.
And
Yeah.
I think like IT can never stop. Like never, there
No,
is
no,
no dot a full stop for IT, because as people needs comes up, IT have a solution for that. But
true.
because of this COVID
Yeah,
19,
even true,
everything.
doctor, as you mentioned, IT is just not related to IT things. So what
Yeah.
you have, even your accounting, e-commerce,
Yeah.
your shopping is just because of IT.
Absolutely.
Everything,
Yeah.
if you just like maybe take IT out, maybe you can't do many things these days. You
No, we will be
out, you
very
can't.
old fashioned. You go to
Yeah,
banking security, you need IT. You go
yes,
to medicine, you
Yeah.
need an IT or someone to look after you. Even the surgery is also going for performing through the
Yeah.
programming and all that.
yes, it's true, it's
So
true.
like IBM, we just mentioned, IBM is launching this app which they're working on, which with your blood test, they will tell you in 10 years time what kind of disease you can have,
Oh.
possibilities of that. So imagine what a great future is ahead of us in
Yeah.
IT, and of course having this IT sector.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So next, I will move to Mychelle now. She's waiting for us. I know from last 10 minutes. We need.
While listening to you guys, and of course one of our students here, I feel really glad that what we are doing at ATMC is really helps the students and
Yeah.
really put the students as a core of everything. And that was our mission and vision from the beginning. So if anybody asks me how's working at ATMC and how you feel helping students, I mean, I used to be an international student, and I used to be in a school where it's really hard to get help. I mean, you cannot really talk to many people. The only person you can talk to is your course coordinator.
Yeah.
But then sometimes the course coordinator cannot give you a firm, answer, because they have no authority to give you a better answer than what they've told. And
Mhm.
then you can't just wait for them to get back to you, and then you feel like, well, I mean, I need to graduate and I need to get this done, and I mean, all of the trouble that I have need to be solved. So when moved to work at ATMC, I feel glad that every day, not only myself, not only the student support team, not only our lecturers, not only our CEO, CFO, and chairman, they're trying their best. They're trying to figure it out, what are the best way, what are the more improving way that can improve the journey of the students while studying at ATMC. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that up to now is perfect. Of course it's not. There will be still issue here and issue there, but at least the thing here that everybody's in the agency family is trying to get some sort of solution for the students. Just like when Sohaib say, okay, if I have any issues, we have the 24/7, connecting with not only the lecturers but also student support. We can call them anytime. We can just text them, and after 5-10 minutes, they will reply to us. Even though the response not really give you the solution at that point, but you know that okay, it's acknowledged that my issue is now addressing.
Like response is so quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and even myself, I'm actually monitoring the info at ATMC. And for the first 2 weeks, when we moved from the face-to-face class to the online class due to the lockdown, I received more than 30 emails per day,
Mhm.
because students say that, um, this sir or ma'am, I can't understand what they're happening in the class. I struggling because of the stress. I lose my job. I can't do this. I can't do that. And sometimes it's
I'm
not
sorry,
only.
one thing, because this is a very first experience with many
Yeah, yeah,
students
I know.
online classes, so
And
they
especially
just,
they're here, away from their parents, away from
yeah,
countries where sometimes speaking English every day is also a stressful thing
yes, it's true.
because you have to translate. I used to be on that phase because sometimes you want to say something because you're so depressed, but then you can't really say it because you cannot find any words in English that can
Mhm.
express your feelings at that moment.
Even I was depressed. I was like, maybe because this is my second last semester. After that, I have only finally a project left, and I don't want to waste any more time in just. I want to go definitely. I want to go into the
Yeah.
market, work practically. So I was very depressed. Like, oh, this is my second last semester. What if I fail any subject? I maybe you got my email also.
Yeah. I think I got quite a few emails, and then I try to reply to them one by one.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's just like they say, oh, I cannot do this, and then I try to reply to them in the way that why you think that you cannot do it. There's no can't here. I
yeah,
mean, you are studying. This is one of the best time for you to study, to push yourself hard.
Yeah, it's true.
And yeah, and I mean, the word can't is only there in your mindset because you're afraid,
yeah,
and you face the failure. But if somebody tell you that, you know what, don't worry, you can do it, relax, just keep going, and only that few small word, it helps a lot. So that's why
Mhm.
Sohaib say, okay, if you have some issues, like even if you stress out, you can walk in the campus, see someone and talk to them, they don't mind.
yeah.
So that's all
Yeah,
about the student support thing.
And also one more good thing I think I learned before, we was like always used to study in groups. If we don't have any, like if we have any confusion, go to campus, meet with the fellows or teacher. But now after self study, like online classes and then self study, it gave me I think more confidence, like okay, I have ability, I can learn things and I can
Yeah,
do things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
my confidence
yeah.
boosted up.
So this COVID-19 is not entirely a bad thing. It's
Yeah,
actually push people
learning.
to
Yeah, we learn.
the new scenario
Yeah,
that make them think better.
yeah.
So I received a few questions here in the chat box, which I want to address so that they don't have to wait. The first question is, does ATMC have any support for international students due to the COVID-19? So this one, I have to say, yes, we do, and we have a lot. So aside from the student support service that we provide, also we have the scholarship for students as well, which we understand at the moment all students are quite stressful with how they can pay the
Yeah.
fee, how they can get their parents to prepare for that big amount of money, because everything just slowed down during this period. So
Yeah,
we have the scholarship up to 30% for onshore students, up to 20% for offshore students. You can contact EMK Global to get more information. And also we have the fee relaxations for several cases, and you can apply for that. So we help you guys, not like, okay, I don't have money right now, but my parent is preparing, and then we say, oh no, if today you don't pay the fee, then you cannot study. It's not like
yeah,
that.
like, it's good
Yeah,
thing, like it's a support for the student as well.
yeah.
And Michelle, can you quickly just add one more thing? Share like the what are the entry requirement for and for like the IT courses, at ATMC? Just
Yep.
like a quick,
So if
just
the
add these
team
things
can
as well.
help me to put that on, that's gonna be on the slide.
Like we can show our students, like the entry requirement
Yeah,
if they wanna do like
slide
a
15
course.
or 16. Slide
Mm-hmm.
15, 16 on that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's here.
Yep.
So this one about like scholarship, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be 16. Slide 16, if you can see from here. Yeah, just go down a little bit. Yes, so next one, yes.
Yeah.
So for the requirement is not very strictly, because we try to provide the higher education for everyone, not just
Yeah.
those who have money and have the very good academic background. Because sometimes learning is a progress. It's not like, okay, I'm very good right now, I want to study. Those who just have the fair mark, you cannot study. It's not like that. So for the bachelor requirement, the English is, of course, you gotta have 6 point for your IELTS or 50 for your PTE. And then if you somehow cannot meet the requirement, let's say 5.5 or 5 point, then we also provide with the EAP class before you enter your main course. And for academic entry, of course, you need to complete your uh, year 12 or the final year of high school before you can enter the bachelor degree. Either that in your country or in Australia, but as long as you complete your final years of high school, you can get into bachelor degree. For
Okay.
the master degree entry is a little bit more complex because some country we might accept the bachelor degree from the section 1 university from your
Okay.
country, yeah. And then some country they will have section 2, section 3, because it's based on AQF. It might not
Yes,
like,
yes.
yeah. So if not, then we have the option where you can get into our graduate diploma or our diploma before you can enter into the next level.
So you mean like if student do graduate diploma, but the course like length is same like a 2 years, it's not going to
Yes,
increase more than 2 years,
yes,
you mean?
yes. So
Okay.
we will update EMK more on our next partner with Western Sydney Uni on how we can get those done and how we can provide more pathway for you guys.
Okay.
And of
Okay.
course, the English requirement also need to be 6.5. If less than that, then you gotta get into AIP class provided by us.
So EAP, you mean like the LE course in terms
Yeah,
to
the
go
L
for
course,
the
the
LE
English.
course can go
Yeah.
for LE course. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mychelle. Yeah. So next question I have for like Sohaib. I have like a couple of questions together, but as you mentioned already before about like the studying at ATMC, your experience. So just briefly, just explain to us like for our new student who want to study IT, especially master in information technology, that what you are feeling, when you choose this course in Australia. So did you feel that it's a different than you thought before, or it's like a quite similar that what you are in your mind before actually before start degree over here?
Okay, I think I need to summarize my thoughts
Yeah, yeah.
very, yeah, precisely. What, uh, what I think before coming to Australia about IT, it was totally different. In Pakistan, back in Pakistan, I was, because my study environment is totally different there, and here I have self-learning and how to do research, how to write my own assignment, like with my own thoughts on research based everything. Because back in Pakistan we just write assignment in the simple, simply just type your things, read the books, Google, type, yeah. But here you have to write very clearly like a research article. So this is the best thing which I learn here. I learn a lot. And so this is the difference between back in my
Back in
country and then
Pakistan,
here,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's a big difference, and I am very glad I learned this, because this is how world is going these days. Everyone want everything precisely, clearly, and very neat and clean. So font, everything they have mentioned, they have a good criteria. And if we talk about then studying at ATMC, how I found it. So yeah, when honestly, when I come here, in my first semester, it was a bit hard, because that time we for us there was no option to choose our own timetable, like, because they have limited, I think that time had classes, so they just give us specific timetable, we had to follow that. But luckily from the second semester, they have they had and they have enough students, so they, I think, make the one subject have two to three classes going on in 1 week. So it's all up to me according to my, because I have to do part-time job as well for my living expense here. So I choose my timetable according to my, job. For example, if I have a morning shift, yeah, I work 2 days in a week. So if I have a morning shift on Monday, and then I have class also on Monday. So it was a little hard in the start, but later from second and third semester I choose my timetable according, I adjust both. And other thing is there now you can enroll your subjects online, like in this semester also. I don't online fee payment, everything is like online, don't need to, again IT is here. So I don't need to go campus, I did not do anything, I just pay my fee, get my invoice. As my invoice comes up, I just go to enrollment section. And one more good thing, even I enroll my subject before paying the fee.
That's good. This time,
Yeah,
this is a
it's very
support.
good.
It's a support
So
from ATMC
yeah,
as well.
until my what they call that census date. Yeah, before census date, I can enroll my subjects, and but before the census date, I also had to pay my fee.
Mhm.
So that's the good thing of ATMC as a student. And then other thing, one, yeah, they have a library 20 not 24/7, like campus is on, it's available 24/7, it's available in a sense online. If you will go to ATMC website, they have an online library, multiple books, multiple research articles available, journals available there for your assignments, everything. And then if we go talk about the classrooms and classroom environment, it's very friendly. I never got hesitate talking with my teacher in
No,
the
I could see your teacher is very friendly and like
yeah.
telling the thing,
Even,
So,
yeah,
so
even like it's like you just feel like you're talking with your friend, very openly talk whatever in your mind, they have answer for you. Even though if they don't have answer, at least someone is here to listen you you know
yeah,
So as Mychelle also mentioned before, if you did not get your answer, but at least someone is listening you, it's better than to know like nobody is listening you. So, and then what else we can talk about?
yeah. I know. Because my question is, I can totally understand, about your thoughts before that what you think, and it's like I feel like it's a more practical over here. So that's what you mean, like when you study IT over
Yeah,
here compared to back
very
in.
practical, very practical study here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Totally.
next I will move to Dr. Elizabeth again.
Yeah.
So I have like a two question, but I will do one by one, Doctor. So can you please just like share with us, while teaching IT field at ATMC, how do you think of the course, the lectures, and the assignment over here?
Yeah, I think as Shoaib mentioned that the courses, they're related to the current market need as we are talking about the IT leadership and the project management. So what all I taught, and as Shoaib will vouch for that, it's all about how a project should be managed in IT. A real life
Mhm.
scenarios were there,
Yeah,
the practice was there. So when he will be out with this degree, out in the market, because that's what everyone aspire for, he is ready to take a job, and he had a greater understanding what does project management means, and how you, because it is about the leadership as well. So, and coming to the assignment, as Shoaib mentioned, yes, few of the assignment was quite lengthy, but at the same time that is required, because as we have to work hard to be in the field where you want to be. But to acquire that skill, this is what is needed. As the one of the assignment, for example, was how to make your LinkedIn. So when I I remember when the first time I just trying to explain the assignment, nature of the assignment, half of the class was, what is LinkedIn?
Then, yeah.
So in Australia, LinkedIn is like everyone has a LinkedIn, like all around the world, Facebook or Instagram, everyone knows that. So I have to explain that in the professional world, LinkedIn is something we all should have, and jobs will reach to you. You don't have to hunt the job. So
yes,
as soon as you explain this practical aspect of how to be in any place in professional environment, how to behave like one, what should your I think I remember half an hour explaining them, I don't want to see what is your favorite movie on LinkedIn, but I want to see what you can do for my company. So, and as an assignment, when I went through their LinkedIn profile, it was quite impressive, because 50% of, I don't have any job experience. I said, no, it is just not about job experience. When you guys do your graduation, you do so many projects, you have so many skills which can add to your job profile. This is what if I'm taking your interview, it's always about your skills, but I want to see what kind of person I will engage with my team, right? So
Yeah.
I think they have all had a great understanding now. He has prepared his resume. That is one of the assignment. And having a good resume is what all you need.
Yeah.
So basically it was very practical. It is what they will need, and it is also added towards their course. So I think all the assignment which they did, one was blog writing, right? When we did the leadership, that how do you think, what is your perspective about what is out in the market? Because we all have perspective, right? About any company, about how project management should look like in 10 years time. So it is about your perspective, reading what we have studied, in all of our classes. So how amazingly everyone was writing the blog about some, what is the leadership in IT look like, or different, topics. And I think it is very realistic kind of assignment, what a student will have their own input as well as what they're learning in the class. So it's a combination of both. So as Shoaib said, it's a very practical aspect of learning, not just bookish learning and you have a piece of paper, but when you go out in the market, you don't know what you have to do. It is all about what you will be doing out when you're in the job. That is what we are learning now.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. So as I mentioned, like I have like this question is in two parts. So second part is like, do you have any comment about the reality of performance from the student in this field?
You mean to say as in a course or?
Yeah, in this field specifically, in the IT field.
Oh, I think with all the student, as if you have a background in IT, as you know, a software background and coming to all the IT courses, as when you're doing the project or the coding, it helps because you have some background. But I also know a few students who come from different background and
Yeah,
have
yeah,
been
it's
in
true.
IT, and they are also doing great because, to my understanding, and it's maybe it's just me, if students is not doing great, then the issue is with the teacher as well.
Yeah, it's true. Yes.
Because it's students' job is to come to my class, and it's after that it's my job. How should I make my student learn, motivate, and what kind of work they should be doing, and it should be a good conversation. Your students should feel comfortable what they can ask, and what kind of issues they are having and what is their objective. If we cannot communicate openly, then student is not learning. So I think this with the result with just this is what I was discussing. I think many of the students have got distinction. I was myself surprised how dedicated students are, and of course it depends on teachers and how we teach. But at ATMC, I would definitely say, and as I know my other colleagues, they are all very senior and dedicated teachers. And what the dedication is for their student, for ATMC team, I think as my student is here, that teachers is always available. Actually, teachers are always in communication with ATMC academic team, and they are also helping us in the background to run such a big classroom and for the outcome. If suppose what I'm so happy to see, if my student, suppose I have a class of 100 students, few assignments are missing. So before even everybody starts sending an assignment last date, ATMC team will send an email. Oh, why this 5 student can we send the email now, or you want us to wait? So, everyone's focus in this institute is all about student. And I tell them, no, wait, I have given them an extension because I think they need the extension, and we have great coordinators. And if we tell them, because of online situation, the assignment is big or whatever, they have always given us what we need for our student, and they are so helpful, and I think the content of the course is really great.
No, that's good. Good to know about this. Yeah. So move to Mychelle now. Mychelle, do you want like the more? Can you add some like a more detail about the services at ATMC in terms of academic support? Because we talked before about like the scholarship available even. So I just want to know specifically about the academic support for the students at ATMC.
So for the academic support, as Dr. Nain just said, that we always there and we provide the extend consultation hour for the student, and we encourage students to use that, because now we have all 30s, around 30 full-time lecturers who always have to be there and address every single question from the students. And then apart from that, we also have the unwrapped assignments project, where the students sometimes might, for those IT courses especially, because those are quite technical and sometimes doing online is quite hard for them. We do have the unwrapping assignment where the teachers and the lecturers are gonna be there for the students and try to direct them in the right direction for the assignment. It's not like just, okay, I give you the this is the assignment, you do it and you submit to me, not like that. But okay, this is the assignment, this is the requirement, so what can you do to maximize your marks for this semester, and how we can help you. And we
Okay.
received a very good response with that unwrapping assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And every week the management team always have a lot of meeting with all the lecturers or the academic coordinator to know what is the
Mm-hmm.
issues and why these are not addressed. So let's say one student have some issues and he tried to contact the campus so many times, but then the issue still there, and the tickets haven't been ticked, because we do have the
Mm-hmm.
ticketing system where student raise the ticket and it's in the system, so all our management team can see, okay, these are how many tickets for this particular course and why is that, and these are okay, so this course have less, so okay, this is cool, so we want to move the support for the other harder course or something like that. But we review and we develop all the time during this time to make sure that all our students not gonna fail for any course, and also understand how these courses are structures.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I know about like the sport. Your team like at ATMC very sportive for student and give time to do the things as well, especially with the COVID things. Yeah. So thanks for sharing these things with us. So I again move to Dr. Elizabeth. I just want to know, Doctor, as you told before, like the student who got IT background or without IT background, they are performing very well. So can you just explain a little bit about that? How do you help student to absorb knowledge, and equip skill to be ready in the job market after completion of this degree?
Yeah, sure. As Mychelle and Sohaib mentioned, that of course we have a course which is designed by university for the particular, different streams. Now
Yeah.
here we are discussing an IT. So we have a course which we have to cover. I'm talking of a semester in 12 weeks time. In 12 weeks time, first of all, it's the lecturer who teaches the class, right? The first one. Then
Mm-hmm.
we have a tutorials, in which we do all the Q&As related to the course what is just taught. Now it's a 4 hour of study time altogether, because
Mm-hmm.
it goes for 2 hours and 2 hours lecture. After these 4 hours, we also have list of assignment, which happen in the lecture class. It happens in the tutorial. It's a repetition as well. And then we have someone like, especially in COVID-19 situation, this is what ATMC provided. Someone else, after having a lecture and the tutorial, there is an assignment, walkthrough. So someone, an experienced teacher himself or herself will be there walking through every single, because when assignment is a 2-page description of an assignment, to do that assignment, you need someone to walk through every step. So if in such a big class, somebody is very shy, student can be of all kinds, right? Some people are very
Yeah, it's
vocal,
true.
they can talk in front of 200 people. Some people can be very shy, want to talk in private. Some people have issues where in the issues, in the sense, it just can be very personal as well. So
Yeah,
in
yes.
that scenario, this continuous help for that courses help them to learn step by step, because you cannot achieve the good distinction mark just overnight. It's a process you have to take or participate in. As I said to all my students, you have to be in the class to learn with us. And it's not that I'm giving a lecture or you are just listening to it. We are together in it. Until unless I see you are willing to learn, then and only I can help you. And as I said in
Mm-hmm.
my previous IT course, which was also a student, I think many of them, they are non-IT. They come from different background as well,
Yeah.
but they have done equally good. The reason is ongoing support. So the learning process is
Okay.
participation in that, and this continuous support of all the time. I would say even on the weekend we have the classes, right, Mychelle?
Yes.
It's just not that we are teaching on the weekdays and my time is over with the lecture. They can come and ask for the consultation. They send me an email, or we have an assignment help. And it's like till 9 o'clock. It's student after dinner. I remember teacher telling, okay, we are having an assignment help. Students are saying, but we want a dinner time. The teacher said, okay, come at 9 o'clock. Like, what else a university or any college can offer to student to achieve, to be successful? Because landing in a foreign land and being as, if you go to proper, those units, you cannot talk to the lecturer. There is, it doesn't matter you understand or not. After 2 hours, they are gone. And everything is on your behalf, how you perform. But I think in this environment, ATMC, I myself as a teacher surprised that if I send an email to ATMC academic staff about any students, any requirement, within a second, I'll have an answer back. So it helps us to process things quickly on the behalf of our students having issues, or, their assignment is not due, they have some technical issues. Everything is taken care of. And that, brings a good output, or as a good result for all our students.
And if I want to say something about like my class fellows who don't have, I know personally I have some class fellows who don't have any experience of like not experience like background of IT, and they are here for masters in IT. I still remember in the start they were like, no, we can't do this, and I'm gonna leave this, and I'm going to the business or accounting. But after the first semester, and now we are in almost finishing the degree, and they are already chosen the field, in which field of IT they're gonna work now.
Oh yeah. It's true. It's depend your sorry. It's depend
Yeah.
like how you work hard about that.
Even now, I am in group like in group assignments. Sometime I am with those people, yeah, and they help me. Even I have
Yeah.
IT background, but they help me.
Mm.
And one more thing I'm gonna add in the course structure of the Federation University ATMC, that they cover not only IT, they cover all the fields of related to IT, like management, project management, enterprise systems. These are all our subjects, yeah. So those students who had business, accounting, or something project management background, they found their field related to IT in the masters, and now they have, some of them decided, okay, I'm gonna be IT project management manager, yeah. Some of them decided they're gonna be enterprise working in the enterprise system. Like I feel myself, I study one subject that is like business analysis, yeah. So I'm thinking about IT business analysis. It's like more easy to talk with people, get the IT solutions of them. So very good combination of the subjects. It's
Yeah,
very
it's true, it's true. So as we talk with like Dr. Elizabeth before, so Dr. Elizabeth said, one this same part of this question at the end. Do you have like any advice for the student from job perspective as a lecturer? So just
Yeah,
give
I would
your advice
say
for the
in
newcomers.
Australia, job market, of course, it's a COVID-19 situation globally, but in Australia, job market is really great. Not even just with IT, I would say all the other fields. If you have a graduate degree, and you have aspirations to what field, of course, it needs a hard work. It's everyone has to do a hard work. But if you're once decided what field do you want to be in, you're taking up the course, I think you will be there. It's very easy to achieve what you want. As I've taken my example, I have worked in every single company I aimed for in Australia, and I think I had a great career.
Hi, Asghar. I think you need to unmute first.
Yes, Mychelle?
Right. Yeah, because you mute, so.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry. So my question is that, so does like the student have to take any work placement while studying at ATMC?
You mean the work placement in
Yes.
term of their studying higher education?
Yes,
Or,
yeah. During
so,
study, like, do they have to go for some work placement?
so at the moment, for the bachelor and master degree, they are not required to do internship. However, for master degree, I think Sohaib wanna agree with me on this, that you have to actively looking in the market for some sort of internship so that after you complete your master degree, you have a solid portfolio. Because bachelor degree, maybe they have a lot of classes, for example, 3 or 4 days per week. So they can only work like part-time to cover their expenses. However, with master students, like I used to be and Sohaib is now doing, we need to really think of, okay, I want to be a marketer and an organized management in the future. So what are the internship places that I'm aiming for right now? And how I can deal with them to only let me work like few days per week to try to have a feel of the real work play is like. And I mean, for every university, I don't think that anyone can guarantee that you complete this course, you can have a job.
Yeah, it's
But
true. It's
yourself,
true.
it's yourself to really, actively going out there, create a network, like how Sohaib learned to do LinkedIn and get a lot of notification after that, which I think a lot of students in the beginning were not thinking about LinkedIn as a professional place to create network there, but you have to start using that, guys. Australia, America, Singapore, they are using that to create a firm portfolio, because all the employee that I know, when before they hire you, they're gonna look at your LinkedIn profile. And they're gonna see how seriously that you build on your LinkedIn is like an online CV. I think Sohaib, he wants to say something.
Yeah, the internship thing and this job thing, ATMC provide us a link in the previous summer break. Before the summer break, they send all the students, I think 2-3 places in the Sydney base. They just mention we can apply there as an internship student, and they just refer us. When I did not go there because I had to some back in Pakistan, I had to see something. So, but in my some of my friends went there. They gave them interview, and it was non-paid internship. So I think ATMC provide a pathway, and next is up to the student.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
now,
it's true. It's
because
So
true.
it's
How
help.
capable you are to get those things.
some of my friend, maybe Asghar also know him, Jamshed, he just messaged me, asked them how to get the internship after the study, because he just finished his study from another university and he's looking for a job. So the answer is university just provide the pathway, and then it's all up to the student and their skills, how they get it.
Yeah, yes. Thank you very much for your experience. Like you share all these things with us. So as you can see, like Michelle even see, we have a lots of question in our comment box as well.
Yeah,
And
I'm glad. I'm really glad to see
I'm
all.
getting messages
yeah, it's
from
mostly related to ATMC. Maybe Michelle can answer most of them. Michelle and Dr. Elizabeth, which belong to ATMC, we, like the support and the lectures over there. So, it's hard to even read there many, honestly. So maybe Michelle can give some answer about these things. Some
Yes.
ask for the scholarship, some ask about the internship as well.
Yeah. So as I said, for the scholarship, for the support, I mean the financial support that ACMC having for the student right now, as I said, we do have the up to 30% scholarship for onshore student for this July intake, and then up to 20% for offshore students. And then we also have the online learning if the student is still in their own country and the border is still closed and they cannot come here, but we do provide some sort of online learning for them if they're willing to take the online learning, and when the border open they can apply for the visa and fly to Australia to continue their study. And this will not affect their 485 visa, because for the total time that they're in Australia, we still guarantee that we have to fit the program into that length, so that the student after the master degree, they can still apply for 485. With bachelor students, of course, that won't be an issue because they have to complete the course at least 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So I think for the question from Mike, EMK can help to answer that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. No, when students come here for like 3 years program, they still can study online because at least they have to finish 2 years over here. So it's not gonna affect like a 485 visa for them. It's true. Yeah.
The
And
so
some we have a lots of question over here is some like about like the future, like from maybe Dr. Elizabeth can explain a little bit more about like if you study these things, because I know we explain very well, but still like many students
I
ask
think there is
about
one
the IT
student,
graduate.
Chloe, who asked, I really want to ask Dr. Elizabeth Nain. She has a lot of experience. What is your advice for students who are studying the course and after graduation to be recognized and get into projects and firms? And I know their requirements are really hard. Elizabeth, is to you now.
Yeah, as I mentioned, that requirements are definitely high, and but we do understand. Suppose in my roles in corporate, when I was working and I'm interviewing someone, I do realize the student is coming out of uni, and what I expect from those uni students is not what I expect from 15 years, experienced project manager. This is a different type of project you hire for, 15-year experience, but then also you need a project manager and project support people for people who are coming out of uni. On the contrary, you will be surprised to know that all the companies like IBM and all the multinational companies, sometimes they want to engage the uni graduate, because first of all, the very experienced people, they cost you a lot and they cost a lot to a company as well. But when you want to engage your student, as an internship or as an experienced people, then they train you throughout your internship, and of course you grow with the company as well. And I think in Australia that is one of the best practice what I like for uni student. You get so many opportunities, but having said that, it is students willingness to work hard, to learn, to build a network and follow the steps. As I said, if you're not in the class, if I was, when Sohaib was there in the class and he decided he never wanted to come in the class, he never wanted to learn what LinkedIn is, or
Yeah.
to grow the network, because you have to let people know that you are there ready with the degree. This is what your intention is. You're ready for an interview. As you mentioned, the ATMC team have sent you a link that you have to go there and have an interview. If you're not interested, you're not following the step, no one can lead you to the success. But if you're listening in the class, if you are there, you're doing your assignment timely, having your degree, and at the same time also being on creating your accounts and doing rightly said things, then definitely there is no issue at all. I think in Australia the job market is really, really great.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. So, Michelle, you want to add some comment about that? Then we
Yeah.
can just like
To
about
add
the
on
thing.
this, I mean, in the job seeker generally for that, not only for IT sectors, I think it's
Yeah.
best if everything is about the network that you have, everything about the connections. If you can
Mhm.
try to expand your connection while you are studying it, and make valuable from that connections. Let's say, okay, I can be a good student. I have a really good relationship with Dr. Elizabeth Nam, and maybe when she found out that some of her friends' company is looking
Mhm. Yeah.
for an internship person, she will recommend you, because of
Yeah.
course you have been a very hardworking student and you have a lot of ideas. And to be honest, employer, they need somebody work hard, learn hard, and get back the return on investment for them. They investment
Mhm.
on you, but then they need something back, right? You cannot just stay there and say, oh, I want to do this job, what I'm supposed to do. Then if you're just not looking for opportunities won't find you. So be active, be in the market, create a good relationship with everybody, show them that okay, this is what I can do, and you are
Mhm.
paying me for what gonna provide this to you. It's not like, okay, I'm looking for a job, can you hire me? No, that's not gonna work that way.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So just at the end, thank you very much for Dr. Elizabeth Nain. Thank you, Michelle, for your time, and Sohaib, that all of you guys just like give like your time for us and for our future student. So I hope so. Okay, I hope so. Like many students got like the idea, if they wanna study in IT or some other courses, even with ATMC especially. So ATMC Federation University, like Sydney campus, and Melbourne campus, so they have like a good idea about the school and about the course now. So we will try our best as well. In future we will just keep you guys updated about like the courses and what you need in future. So thank you very much for all of you. Hopefully we can see again sometime.
Thank you
very
so much
much
for having us
Have a
today.
great day.
Thank you everyone for your time. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mychelle.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
Shazza,
Mr.
everyone.
Huff. I'll see you in the campus soon.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Now
See
you
you in
remember me.
PY. See you in our PY class soon.
Yeah.
Right. I think if everybody have another question, just please email that to EMK, and then we can address all the questions one by one via emails or via calls. If you want to call it directly, I'm willing to give my numbers to
Yeah,
students
we'll
with help.
put everything in description, like our contact detail, EMK
Yeah.
Global contact detail and ATMC. So you have any question, just comment, email, call us, whatever you feel better. We'll try to try
We'll
our
try our
best to give you the answer. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.